Controversial Chris Hansen producer Vincent Nicotra fired publicly on Twitter. Hi, I'm Tommy C, and this is Shot from the Point News. Well, here we are. Vincent has been getting a lot of complaints from the YouTube community, everything from copyright abuse to actually being abusive on Twitter to a victim of ONISION, or alleged victim of ONISION. And this really all started with the news reporter, and I apologize if I butcher this name, Stephen Arash. I'm just doing the best I can with it. I really have a problem with it. Apparently, one of the former victims, Sarah, said she had a laptop containing evidence that ONISION was up to no good. Vincent Nicotra accepted her laptop and said he'd be forwarding it to the FBI. You can see her sending a DM to Vincent. Did you find anything? What about my phone? There's lots in there. The most, to be honest, there are also. Are you also sending me a copy? Yes to both. So he has made this promise. The actual laptop is sent to Vincent in November. Apparently, he still has possession of it, and the FBI does not. These were some deleted tweets by Sarah. Your girl been lied to. My laptop was never sent to the FBI. It's been sitting in an office in New York for months with me thinking it was with the police. This was a straw that broke. Forget the copyright. Forget some of the behavior. This was a straw that broke the channel's back. And it was also accompanied by Chris Hansen's mods making a public statement that they were distancing themselves from Vincent Nicotra. They were upset. They were upset with the interaction that Vincent had with a alleged victim named Regina, and they also. I'll just read one part of this that I find interesting. This has been covered by Repzilla. Chris has been approached by Vincent and his contact a number of times, and he said that he would like to fire him. Unfortunately, Chris said that he also needs to figure out how to replace him so this can happen. We are unsure of the truth of this statement, but we are in mutual agreement that ultimately Chris Hansen is well-intentioned and out of his depth of knowledge with regards of the internet and online culture. And you know what? I don't think that's like an insulting thing to say. That's the impression I've gotten for a while. I think that his online culture guy, his guy to sort of read the playing field of YouTube was Vincent, and Vincent was probably out of his depth. The impression I got is he knew how to fire up a stream, and Boomer Chris Hansen could not. And I don't really think this takes away from the investigation. You're bound to have somebody that's possibly a bad actor or a bad influence or just not a good team player. But I think ultimately, at least at this stage, that the investigation is still good. Vincent just didn't seem to mesh well with the YouTube community, and that's something I had noticed right away when Chris got on the scene. Before he picked up on ONISION. This is not the same game as terrestrial television or cable television. It's a completely different deal. It's the equivalent of if NBC has a reporter, then CBS comes back and attacks that reporter, and like, yeah, it's called making videos on each other. You have that power, that option on YouTube that the regular networks don't really do that. You know, you might see it a little with Fox News. You might see Rachel Maddow challenging Tucker Carlson, but it's not. I don't think it's not as personal, and it's not as effective as it is on YouTube making videos. I come from the commentary community where people are always taking each other on via videos and slugging it out. It's completely reasonable that Chris doesn't understand this world, and I think, to put it lightly, Vincent Nicotra probably didn't have that great a grip on it. So that's really the biggest, latest update. We'll keep you updated with more ONISION related stuff. Also this weekend, I've heard a lot about the attorney Mike Morse, who's working for Chris Hansen. Apparently, he's been accused of sexual assault, and his case was thrown out a while back. I think it was in 2018 because one of the people giving testimony perjured themselves, and that case has been reopened. And Chris Hansen has decided to keep this attorney on, despite the optics of it. I was actually going to go look into this case, kind of try to make a mini deep dive to find that out. I find that very interesting that Chris would stick behind somebody that's under that kind of under that kind of microscope, and there may be a very good reason for it. I'm not trying to derail this investigation, but I'd like to get into the bottom of the Moore situation because it could play into things down the road. And I'm gonna try to go through. I'm not a Me Too guy. I'm going to go to this with a neutral perspective. I'm not looking to find out if he's guilty or not looking to find out if he's innocent. I'm going to try to find out what happened, why these things happen. I find it very strange that a guy would be accused of something like that and a judge would toss it, but perhaps there's more nuance to that. So stick around. I'm going to have a lot more news for you this weekend. And tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my other channel, Tommy C's SFTP, I'll be going live with my hour podcast. I'll see you. Peace.